For increasing our work and efficiency, we require multiple management techniques. Modern management techniques include statistical techniques, activity analysis, mathematical techniques, and financial techniques. So, statistical techniques are decision trees and time trends. Decision tree is algorithm which is made up of all decisions and its possible outcome. For example, using flowchart for diagnosing tuberculosis. Now, time trends include forecasting, predicting the data based on wisdom or previous data. Let's talk about activity analysis, which includes work study, time motion study, and Gantt chart. Let's talk about time motion study, where we take a stopwatch. We look at the time taken to do the activities that are done by workers that is being analyzed. Now let's talk about a diagram which is Gantt chart, which is a horizontal bar diagram which represents time duration in x-axis, in days, months, or years, and in y-axis it represents tasks that are to be completed. So let's take an example. So this is a Gantt chart which is representing tasks and time in months. So basically, times in months is measured like task 1 is completed in 1 month. Task 2 is started from second month and completed in third. And task 3 is completed from third to fourth month. Let's talk about the uses of Gantt chart. It is used for scheduling, for communicating the tasks, and for finding the time based dependencies. Let's talk about the mathematical techniques, which include system analysis and network analysis. So, in system analysis, we use techniques for finding the cost effectiveness of available alternatives and for knowing the problem across the systems. किस system में कौन से problems आ रहे हैं. That is system analysis. Now let's move on to network analysis, which is basically graphical representation of all operations and activities to be completed in order to reach an end objective. All the activities are then arranged in a logical sequence, and relation between all the activities is described. It is of two types: PERT, that is Program Evaluation Review Technique, and Critical Path Method. PERT is normally used in long term projects for launching a new product or new services, where exact time for execution is uncertain. So, in PERT, all activities are firstly arranged in a logical sequence through a arrow diagram, and then we calculate the estimated time. The expected time is calculated by using a formula which is equal to optimistic time estimate 4 into most likely time estimate, pessimistic time estimate, which is divided by 6, to which we calculate the estimated time of a project. Now, PERT is event oriented, it is probabilistic, where we predict the unpredictable activities. Time here is uncertain. Let's go to next network analysis, which is CPM, that is critical path method, which is activity oriented. It is used for a repetitive event, and the project is predictable, and cost analysis can be considered. Here, time is well known. Let's move on to another important techniques, that are financial techniques, which include cost benefit, cost effective, and cost utility analysis. Next is input output analysis. In cost benefit analysis, the investment is money and advantage is also calculated in money. Cost effective may investment is money and advantage is in services, the service that we provide, and results are measured in cost is to life saved. In cost utility, we calculate the money and we measure the advantage in multiple effects like quality, daily, And in input output, we calculate investment in money, manpower, and material, and advantage is calculated in cases treated and life saved. Results are measured in input per output. So in cost utility, we use quality, and in cost benefit, we use money, and in cost effective, services provided. So other techniques are management by objective and management by exception. In management by objective, we look monitor the objectives, and in management by exception, we look into certain situations, certain special situations where we manage things properly. For example, in epidemic. Then we have another important analysis, that is SWOT analysis, which means strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. Strength and weakness are of internal organization. Strength which help us in achieving the goal, and weakness which don't help us. Opportunities and threats are external. Opportunity is advantage for achieving goal, and threat is disadvantage.